Palmedo here in Paris. So welcome, Sage.
Thanks, Spencer.
So this week you're here at the training at INSEP, the Olympic Training Center in Paris. Today, kind of an off day, video review session. Tell us what you go into the video review session kind of hoping to get out of it.
Well, it's really great looking at the videos with the top national team members who have a lot of experience. And today we looked at the team event bouts, so the top fencers were fencing against. Today we watched videos with Ukraine and Korea, and then it was really great getting to hear the comments from Mariel and Daga and Eliza, who competed in this event and had really good advice for everyone, because they have a lot of experience and they are really good fencers. So it was just really good hearing that, and it's also nice to watch the bouts and how everything unfolds, so you can kind of get ideas for the future. So yeah, it just was. It's always a good experience to do a video review, and then as a team we can kind of work together, and it kind of helps us get closer and bond when we can kind of discuss tactics and strategy together.
And you talk about those big names, Daga and Mariel, of course. You train with Mariel, also Paula, former number one junior fencer. Yeah. A lot of great competition there. What are you picking up from having that exposure to such elite fencers and seeing what they're looking for in the video review?
I think it helps me target what I'm looking for also, because they'll kind of draw certain things to work on from the video, and then I'll see that, and then I'll try to work on that too. And I think it just kind of helps focus in what my goals are, I guess.
And we mentioned that this is kind of an off day. You're here in Paris. How much does being in the same time zone before competing in Ghent next week help you kind of adjust and help your performance?
I think it definitely, personally, I don't usually have that much trouble with jet lag, especially if you fly the day before and then you compete the next day. You kind of don't have enough time to get too tired as long as you go right to sleep. But I think it helps because usually it takes like 2 days to travel to all the way to Europe. And so this time we'll only have 1 day in between, and also we're adjusted to the time zone. So the chance of jet lag is really slim, or it's like basically canceled out because we've been here, or we will have been here for a whole week. And then also we don't have to miss too many days of training, and we can be super prepared for the next competition, and I think it's definitely an advantage compared to what we're used to.
And you said you have a bit of a resistance or a kind of like I guess immunity to jet lag. That's a good thing considering your travel schedule through January and February. How many cities or how many flights have you been on in the last 6 weeks?
I don't know. It's hard for me to keep track of all of it. But I was in a junior world tournament in France, and then I went to Greece, and then I went to New York for a couple days before the Pan Ams in Toronto, and then I had a few days home in Portland, and then now I'm here in Paris again, and then we're going to Belgium, and then there's a tournament in Reno right after. So it's just it's a really hectic time of the year for the fencing season.
Yeah. And that being said, now throwing in a training camp on top of it, which is typically a pretty taxing schedule. How do you look to use this week to kind of reset or focus after this grind of a schedule?
It's kind of been my longest period of time in the same place, because even when I went home, I was only home for like 3 days. So, and we're here for about 6 days. So it's kind of an opportunity to like settle in and reset and kind of work on fencing skills over, I guess, a longer period of time than the shifting around and moving around that I had to deal with for the past few weeks. So I think it's a nice opportunity to kind of reset and ground my fencing. So hopefully the other girls agree, and I think it'll be a really great, fruitful camp
Nice.
Yeah.
And you've already had 2 days at the camp, Friday and Saturday. What were your initial observations or I guess feelings about INSEP, seeing it for the first time?
Yeah, well, the INSEP facility is so beautiful, and there are a lot of strips, and there's a lot of space, and it's really clean, and it's just really fun working there and seeing. It's also interesting because we're so used to, being patriotic for America, but then you kind of have an insider's view from the French perspective, and it's cool to know that, the teams all around the world are working hard, and it's also nice to work with a bunch of other teams because the Chinese team is here, and we're here, and then the French team is here, and then we have fencers from Hong Kong and Poland here and Mexico, so it's just a lot of good practice, and it's nice to work in such a nice place all together.
Nice, good to hear. Well, we hope the time here, extended time here, pays off for you and allows you to kind of get focused on Ghent.
Well, thank you.
Thanks, Age.
Yeah.